Well, Brandon Aksamit again here on News Channel Nebraska with the opportunity to sit down with University President Hank Bounds, and we're going to be talking about the economic impact the university has on the state. So, President, we understand that the next Board of Regents meeting you will be announcing some impressive economic impact numbers in terms of how it relates to the University of Nebraska. So can you give us a sneak peek on what you'll be talking to with the Board of Regents about?
Sure, Brendan, I'd be happy to. But first, let me just say how very concerned we are as a university about those Nebraskans who have been impacted by the flood, and how very appreciative we are of the first responders. And we're just so inspired to see Nebraskans pulling together. In terms of economic impact study, just for context, a few years ago we engaged an independent firm to conduct a study to do this analysis for the university, and we really wanted to put some meat behind the idea that the university is vital to the economic growth and prosperity of the state. And so we decided it was time to update those numbers, and we'll be reporting those numbers at the board meeting next Friday. And the really good news is that our annual impact has grown from $3.9 billion to $4.5 billion. So to put that another way, the University of Nebraska grows the economy of the state by more than $12 million every single day. And so what does that tell me? That the state of Nebraska needs its public university in order to be successful. When the university is growing, the state is growing.
Well, another number that sticks out, the university graduates 11,000 students every year. So I know you've been zeroing in on the issues of workforce development lately, but is 11,000 graduates per year enough in terms of meeting Nebraska's workforce needs?
Well, if you listen to people like Brian Sloan, the director of the state chamber and director of chambers across the state, and listen to employers across the state, they tell me, Hank, we need three things. Number one is workforce. Number two is workforce. And in case you're not listening, number three is workforce. And so what that tells me is that we aren't producing enough. 11,000 isn't nearly enough. Even when you combine what's going on with community colleges, state colleges, the private institutions across the state, we just aren't producing nearly enough graduates in the state to meet the workforce demands to, number one, sustain the employers that we have here, but just as importantly, number two, to grow our economy and bring in new jobs for our children and grandchildren.
To wrap things up, not everything can be counted, so how would you describe the full impact of the University of Nebraska on the state, not just when we're talking the numbers, but everything put together that includes healthcare, athletics, the arts, quality of life, and things like that?
Yeah, so, Brandon, that's a question that you and I could talk about the rest of the afternoon. I mean, everybody, when they think about the university, they immediately think about graduates. And then I guess if they think about it a little longer, they say, well, wow, the university has a presence in every state, in every county, rather, with extension, meeting the needs of farmers and ranchers, but also of everyday Nebraskans. We have a modern-day extension service that is thinking hard about how we deliver, really real quality early childhood education. We produce most of the doctors, nurses, the various therapists across the state. We are reaching into every corner of Nebraska. We are doing research that impacts businesses. We are training and retraining employees. And the list just goes on and on and on, Brandon.